Silicon Valley, technology, art, green, and sustainability.
Welcome to another episode of Silicon Valley Tech, Art, Green, and Sustainability, SVTAGS.org. Today I have with me Beverley Jackson, and you do some great work, and I didn't know you'd been with the organization so long. So Rebuilding Together Silicon Valley.
Yes.
Yeah, and before we start talking about Rebuilding Together Silicon Valley, tell us a little bit about yourself and
Sure.
what your past experience was, where you're from.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here and talk about Rebuilding Together Silicon Valley. So I've been with, as you mentioned, the organization 14 years. It's actually, the organization's been in existence for going on 25 years. And I've been here in the San Jose area for about 22 years. Originally, I'm from Canada and have been really fortunate to spend my career in working in nonprofits and housing and food-related causes.
Wow, so Canada.
Yes.
I don't hear any accent.
Well, 22 years.
Yeah. So 15 years with the organization now,
Right.
and a few with another organization,
Right.
and all here in Silicon Valley?
Here and in Canada. I worked in nonprofit in Canada as well, with a food cooperative and Meals on Wheels and senior services there as well.
Did you go to college to work with nonprofits?
I did. That's my major and degree is in nonprofit management.
In nonprofit management. Okay,
Yeah.
Interesting. So business management, nonprofit management. So Rebuilding Together Silicon Valley, it's funny because I was looking through your slides and it's like, oh, I know that person. And
Great.
Yeah, and it's a great organization, but tell us about it. I know a little bit about it, but I'm not sure the audience myself. Tell us more about it.
So our mission is really to keep low-income homeowners safe and independent in their homes. And we're really able to do that with our army of volunteers. And so we have about 1,400 volunteers that work with us every year.
Wow.
In a couple of our programs and doing these critical and essential home repairs.
So I'm going to pull up the first slide, and I know there's three parts to what you do. So tell us about the slide here. Are these teams or?
Yes. So this happens to be our teams from our recent spring rebuilding day. So twice a year we have teams of volunteers that will do anywhere from 30 to 50 projects, homes, and as you can see, there's a group there that was doing repairs at the Bill Wilson Center. So we also do repairs for nonprofit facilities. And so we do in one day. It's really amazing what a group of volunteers coming together can do, from everything from exterior painting to yard cleanup to working on critical plumbing, electrical kinds of repairs.
Now, so that was the Bill Wilson Center. It wasn't the people working there. You guys were actually doing stuff at their center.
Correct.
Which is interesting. And Bill Wilson, is it hearing?
Bill Wilson Center is for youth.
For youth. Okay, for youth. There's another slide of some more teams. That was your spring team, and then this one, let's pull up the next one this is fall.
Right.
So fall and spring. So is it training in the?
So between fall and spring, each year we have, these are 2 days that we do. We'll have we'll be at up to 50 sites on those 2 days, working with teams, and there could be anywhere from 700 to 800 volunteers spread throughout the city working on these projects.
Well, yeah, the lower slide it seemed like hundreds of people.
Yes, and so each fall we take over one mobile home community park of homes, and we'll have them working on anywhere from 10 to 15 homes in that one mobile home community.
And it's just twice a year then?
Twice a year that we do our Rebuilding Day program, and then throughout the year we're also working Monday through Friday at homes.
Okay, and is there a training period or?
So our training, our team leaders, each project has a team of leaders, and so they do training ahead of time, so that in that one day, those volunteers that show up are ready to go and know what to do.
And do they have to be, one of the people I know is an architect. And she doesn't do house architecture, she does something else. She does actually theater architecture. And so it was interesting to see her in those. Do you have to have that skill set, or do you require?
Our volunteers are really varied, and so because we need volunteers that can help with yard cleanup, so we can have volunteers that may not have a background in building, up to people who are very handy or skilled tradespeople. So we're always looking for more people to come and help us in that skilled capacity, but our volunteers are really what makes the work possible.
Well, next year I'll I'll have to help. I usually get on our roof every year, and it's a 2-story, and do the gutters.
We don't want you on our roof, so we don't, as volunteers, we don't want you on your roof.
I saw there was a picture of one person, but it was a very low roof, and then everyone else was on ladders.
Right.
And you know, I think it's just when I was a kid, I used to love to climb trees, and I still kind of fearless like that. But now that the knees are getting older, we have to hire someone to do that. We're going to pull another slide up now, and I think this is going to be an action. Yeah. So here's some folks.
Right.
Painting, I guess?
Yes. So the kind of work we do is really thinking about keeping the house and the homeowner in it safe and secure. And so it could be anything from painting, it could be some interior painting, it could be some flooring work, it could be plumbing, it could be electrical, any of those things.
So that's awesome, and I wasn't quite sure if that was vents or if it was shutters.
I think those were shutters.
Shutters.
Yeah.
Let's pull up another slide too. There were so many great photos. People can go to your Flickr account, I guess, and check it out.
Yes.
Here, it looks like they're building a trench or something on the bottom.
They're doing some fence work. It looks like they're doing some fencing and some drainage as well, and some painting. We do a lot of painting on our rebuilding days, but throughout the year we also do wheelchair ramps, wheelchair lifts, grab bars, those kinds of repairs as well.
And we can pull that slide down. So is it mostly seniors you work with then, or anyone that's at need with home repairs?
Yes, our qualification is that the applicants need to be low income, but it can be anybody who's low income and owns their own home. Owner occupied homes can apply, so that we really are wanting to preserve the housing stock in our community, and that's what these repairs keep people safe and independent in their homes.
Let's pull up another slide too. And I think, yeah, so it actually looks like they're moving an appliance in or out.
Yes, they're installing a new stovetop, so we want to make sure people have ability to cook and maintain, have adequate appliances. So sometimes we do appliance repairs or appliance improvements. And the other one is that actually is a mobile home where they're getting new skirting to weatherize and make sure that the home is insulated.
I see. Okay, we can pull that down. It looked like they were moving a brick wall.
It does.
And I'm like, that can't be, because
No.
it would be much heavier than that. So it's the siding for a
Right.
mobile home. Do you do mostly mobile homes too, or a lot of?
We don't. About 40% of our work is in mobile homes. So we work probably annually about 300 different homes here in the San Jose area that we're working at. About 40% of those are mobile homes.
And I guess that leads to another question. And I know mobile homes are some of the most affordable housing, but some of that's going away.
So that really is been where a lot of our work is, because that really is the most affordable of home ownership options here in our valley.
Yeah, and I know there's so I think also I read somewhere that with the mobile homes, it's something like 80% owned by women too. Usually either single, divorced, husbands died, which was a huge statistic.
Right, and actually of the homes we work on, probably 95% of our homeowners are seniors and or disabled individuals. And so it's really also accessibility and fall prevention is really a big issue for people living in mobile homes.
The Safe at Home program, I guess, is that part of the dealing with the handicap or?
Exactly. So Monday through Friday we have a repair technician and volunteers that go out and do projects and work at homes so that people can age in place safely. And that could be anything from grab bars to replacing the stairs to improved electrical lighting, so that it's all about fall prevention and letting people live and remain in the homes where they've been.
Let's pull up that next slide, because I think the next slide has one of the Safe at Home. Yes, this is an interesting, is it stairs, I guess, before and after?
Before and after.
And there's a guy working on the bottom with stairs.
Right, installing those stairs.
And so let's pull that down. For a situation like this, if a senior needs to eventually get rid of the stairs, you would do a ramp then for them?
So, and sometimes what we can do is actually change out the stairs and change the rise and run on it, so it's not as steep, so it's easier for with limited or reduced mobility to be able to do those stairs. And sometimes in a mobile home instead, there just isn't room for a ramp, so we can do a wheelchair lift.
So what's critical repairs then?
So critical repairs are those repairs that that need to be done that are pretty urgent in nature, so that the home is habitable. So it could be a case where it could be there's no hot water, a hot water heater's gone out, it could be a leaking roof, it could be a furnace or a heating source that no longer works, so that people can remain in that home and be safe.
So low income, it has to be the, I guess.
Qualification.
Is it, and we're not really supposed to talk about money, but we can talk about it, we're not asking for money.
Right.
So
right.
is that 17,000 or?
Well, it's a HUD standard, so anything that's 80% of area median income.
And what would that be here?
So it depends on how many people are in the household.
Okay.
On the household, and so actually, they can go to our website and check
see
that,
it there.
as well as to call our office, and we can, if anybody's interested. So if somebody knows of a neighbor or a family member that needs our service, they should call our office for an application or go to our website for an application.
Let's pull up the next slide. I think I'm behind on the critical repair. So yeah, this is definitely a critical repair. It looks like a really bad, even mold maybe, under the toilet area.
So that really is that's been a floor leak that's gone on unnoticed, and so just by putting in a new floor, subflooring, and a new toilet, that floor, and sometimes we'll get calls, and by the time we get to the home and the volunteers start working, that floor is so deteriorated that it could be.
It could have, the toilet could have fallen through. Let's pull that down. The number that's on there, the number that was on there is for the critical repairs.
It's
and
that's our office
and
number.
that's your website number, yeah.
And